Okay, so this class, we're learning a little bit about the philosophy and the understanding of the practice of yoga. So when we say samasthiti, that means that we're stepping forward to the top of the yoga mat and we're standing in the pose that's called Tadasana. Tadasana means mountain pose. And hold on, my daughter's texting. Okay, there. Okay, when we stand in Tadasana and we learn these simple standing methods, we start to understand that Tadasana mountain pose is actually not so easy. Okay, but it calls us into an understanding of how we actually are standing and sitting when we are not practicing. Eventually, the awareness and the consciousness of how we're standing transfers in to our whole life. So when I come to the top of the mat as a teacher to say, Samasthitihi, come to Tadasana, there is a welcoming, it is a command, it is now we begin the practice of yoga. And yoga is happening in the now moment. So it's kind of like alert. We now begin to practice yoga. What does that mean? It means that we're focusing in on the body. How am I aligning myself? Am I being present? Okay. It means I now dedicate this practice to expanding and awakening myself to a fully realized person through the body. That's yoga. Yoga is happening in the now. Yoga will also help to still the fluctuations of the mind, the thinking patterns that are just running by themselves. When we practice yoga, yes, the mind is running by itself, but we're focusing into the body, into the feet, how we stand with the feet and find the four corners of your feet affects how we can lift up into the knees. It actually protects the knees, the front, the sides, and the backs of the knees. And when when we are aware of the knees, we can lift into the muscles of the quadriceps and the hamstrings and the sides of the hips. That helps us to stabilize the pelvis. Okay. And how we stabilize and keep awareness of the pelvis helps us with our lower backs and the whole spine. Because imagine the whole trunk and torso weighs right into the pelvis, especially to the two little points at your lower back. Okay, so that's where it all connects in. Then after we have awareness of our feet and our hips, then we lengthen the torso. And then we work on the shoulders. If the shoulders are hunched forward, then we're going to compensate in the neck, right? So when the shoulders are moved back, aligned with the heels, with the hips, and with the ear holes, then the neck becomes long. And you can feel internally that there is a length, that there is an internal lift inside. So that's how we practice when we come in Tadasana. Okay. Then when we move our hands up to, for example, Urdhva Hastasana, then you can feel that the weight wants to sway back and forth, and the body is always moving and trying to do the least resistance. Okay, so when we find that least resistance, then we fall into habits. And when we fall into habits, then we don't have awareness of that part of your body. So can you see how brilliant it is? We're just working in our body, but we're actually getting health in our body, room to breathe. We're releasing any stagnant energy so that the life force and prana can flow. And you can also notice that you want to breathe more fully. That is the second part of yoga that we focus on. First is the asana, and then prana, yama, breath awareness, or even sometimes breath control. Okay, so I think this is a good way to lead us into the practice. And when we practice Iyengar yoga, we chant the invocation. Because when we chant the invocation and when we use Sanskrit words, they also have a special vibration. And if you have any Reiki training or energy training, okay, or when you are aware of yourself, or even as an athlete or a runner or a baseball player, they take an inhale, and when they know, they kind of know when the ball is coming, and then they hit, right? So it's like, this is the consciousness and awareness that we're building, and we're using our body through it. Okay, so let's go ahead and chant the invocation, because imagine there's millions and billions of people that have chanted this invocation, and when you do that, you're tapping into that energy. Okay, so let's go ahead and find the invocation. And in the beginning, before you know it, what we are doing, we're just kind of like, go and kind of mumble it. Okay, we just mumble it until we find it. And maybe you remember Om, which is that calling and the vibration of the universal light. Okay, so vibration, light, chant, they're all very much the same. Okay, so let's sit down and find straightness in our back. So sit on a blanket or on a bolster. However, you can sit where your spine is elongated. Okay, and you can have, I'm not sure if he wrote it in that book. Okay, so, but I sent you a picture of it. So here we go. Invocation to Patanjali. Sri Patanjali. Sri is our guide, our master. And Patanjali, he might have been one person, he might have been a group of people, but what he did, he brought us yoga. But he was very, very, very smart, because he was understanding the different fluctuations of the physical body and the energy that moves in our bodies as well. Okay, he was also very understanding of how we speak. He was teaching grammar, but he knew the depth of words and how words are very, very powerful and can transmit or transmute or transform us. Words have to do with the throat chakra, but it also has to do with the mind. Okay, then he was also working on medicine. And you know that yoga goes hand in hand with Ayurveda, which is medicine for the body. Yoga is medicine for our awareness. It's medicine for awakening. Okay, so Sri Patanjali was a master of that. And we don't know if it was one person or it was a group, but whatever it is, it works. Okay, bring your hands in front of your heart. And this is called Namaskarasana. How we say namaste. When we place our hands beautifully together and lift our spine straight, we are already doing a very powerful mudra. And I know that you have seen that people bow to each other like that, and they say namaste. Namaste means I recognize that beautiful light in your heart that is the same light that I have. Okay, I recognize you as a beautiful soul on this planet as I recognize myself. This is how you salute each other. Okay, so inhale, exhale. Oh. Yogena chitasya paidena vacham malam sharyasya chaivaidakena yopakarotam pravaram muninam patanjalim pranjalir anatosmi abahu puruchakaram Chankachikrasi Darinam Sahasra Shirsam Shvetam Pranamami Patanjali Hari Om. Take one more Om, inhale. Srimasta Anataya Nagaraya Namaho Namaha. So, in English, this means, I salute the noblest sage Patanjali, who brought peace of mind by his work on yoga, clarity of speech by his work on grammar, and purity of body by his work on medicine. I salute Patanjali, whose spirit blessed us in human form, whose arms hold a conch and a disc, who is crowned by a thousand-headed cobra, my solutions to thee. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's go ahead and just reach your arms out to the side and soften the shoulder, head down. Good. And now turn your whole arm facing up and feel the pressure down under your sits bones. Draw the chin back slightly and now push into the hips to lift the arms forward and up. That's it. Keeping the upper outer arm lifting. So take one hand to the outer shoulder blade and move it in and up. Good. And you can almost feel how the armpit is getting skinnier. Good. Switch the sides and lift up. When we turn our arm bone like that in the shoulder socket, we can really lift up through the spine. See that the back of the neck is kind of relaxing down. Good. Firm the arms, press the hips. Take one more inhale, exhale, and lower the arm down. Very good. Take another inhale, exhale here. And then turn to the right. Just a simple twist. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale. When we twist back, we lift the spine long. We soften the shoulder blades down, and then we rotate back. Notice how the left hip, when you turn to the right, is rolling forward. Can you pull the left hip and sit bone back slightly? Notice what's happening inside your body. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, rotate. Look forward and release. Good, other side. So pressing down to the hips, getting super tall through the spine. Good, shoulder blades go down. Inhale, lengthen. And as you rotate and spin back to the left, can you draw the right sit bone back a little bit? See if you can feel anything in your spine. Maybe I feel a little bit more stability, so I can lift higher in my upper back and upper spine. Good, and then look forward and we release. Very good. Let's shift the crossing of the legs because we've been sitting like that for a while. And let's go ahead and grab a hold of the blocks and we'll do your favorite forward fold. So I like to hold the block, and just like we press down on the sit bones, we press down on the hands in order to lift the chest. So although it seems like we're doing a forward fold here, you're actually lifting your spine up. So let me show you from the side. Okay, so you sit with your legs crossed, and then when you slide the blocks forward, you are not rounding down, but you're pressing your hands into the blocks and you're lifting your chest up, feeling that length in the upper back. Okay, push down, have the blocks wider than your shoulders or shoulders width. Push down on the blocks, flex your feet and get the hips pulled back. Inhale, lift your chest, push down, slide forward, press down to lift your chest. So jokingly, Beata Iyengar, the wife of Mr. Iyengar, when she said, when you push down, you don't create a Mount Everest in the upper back, meaning you don't create that. Okay, now walk your hands over to your right and press down on the hips and press down on your hands and see if you can get more length in your spine. You can also see when you press down on the hand, what's happening across the collarbones. Can you widen across the collarbones? Good. Inhale, exhale, and relax the neck. So you're not lifting your head up, but you're lifting your spine up. Okay, walk over to the other side, press down to lift up. So in all of the forward folds, you are actually doing a back bend, a back extension. Okay, inhale, exhale, press those hands down. You can feel how your triceps are engaging here. Muscles of your arms are getting stronger. And in yoga, we're doing both strength and opening. And come back in the middle and straighten your legs. Okay, we were earlier talking about Tadasana, how that is the main pose. Okay, now as you sit on the floor or on your blanket, we're going to sit in something that's called Dandasana. It means staff pose. Place your blocks next to your sits bone, roll the shoulder heads back and straighten your legs forward. Okay, flex your heels, the ankles, and spread your toes. And when you press your hands on the block, draw the shoulder heads forward. Notice how that's kind of rounding the back. Draw the shoulder heads back. Notice how that pins the shoulder blades together. That also pins the neck. So you want to move the shoulder head so it's right. I have longer arms. So move the shoulder head so it's right in line with your ear hole. Okay, and straighten your legs. Meaning I run the backs of your legs down into the mat. And the more you press the legs down, the more you can lift into the spine. Breathe. When I did my first teacher's training, our teacher had us sit in this pose for over 30 minutes and we were all dying. It was very challenging. Okay, I'm not going to do that. Okay, take the thigh bones and pull them into the hip socket. Flex your feet. Okay, now imagine from the lower back, the sacrum, you're lifting up into the lower back, but you're lifting your pubic bone in. Good, widen across your chest. Now see if you could do Urdhva Hastasana here. Urdhva means up, Hastasana means hands up position. So we're doing Dandasana with Urdhva Hastasana, relaxing the neck. Press down to lift up. Good, and then relax the arms, but keep the legs fired up. Now just turn to your right. It's a simple turn. Good, lift your spine tall. Good, inhale. Can you even notice here when the legs are straight? When you turn to the right, that the left hip is sliding forward. Can you do the opposite and just gently draw the left hip back, but still turn? Inhale, exhale. Head up. Good, look forward. Arms back up. And exhale, rotate your spine, but keep your legs neutral, meaning neutral, not working. Draw the right hip back, press the both sits bones even and lengthen the spine. Shoulder blades move down and you're lifting your chest. Look back. Good. And then look forward. And we release. Okay, let's go ahead and come to standing at the tops of your mat. Let's come into Tadasana, mountain pose. So when we bring our feet together here in Tadasana, lift and spread your toes. Classically, the pose is taught so that the feet come all the way together. But we're going to teach it today so that the feet are right underneath your sits bones. If you can move back so I could see your feet, that would be amazing. Good. Now lift and spread your toes. And then place them down. Okay. Notice if you can feel the four corners of your foot. Big toe mound, pinky toe mound, inner and outer heel. Yay. Evenly anchor down. Good. Okay, reach arms out to the sides again. Good. And you know, when we lift our arms, it's like we're not lifting them up. It's like we're reaching them out. Can you feel a difference? Reach them out. Yeah, good. So we have all these little mental tricks. Okay, now we're going to start to work through the platforms. Okay, keep your arms there and breathe. Notice if you anchor your feet down any amount, then you can lift your arms with more ease. Okay, now lower the arms halfway. Good, and then turn the arms out. Okay, turning the arms out, can you feel a rotation all the way up into the shoulder? Okay, now lean forward into the toes and see, most likely you're going to push into your lower back. Now lean forward into the heels, most likely you'll stick your butt out and then arch your neck. So when you find the even pressure on the legs, lower the arms and take your inner thighs and roll them back. That neutralizes how the bone goes into the hip. Okay, and then when you take the outer hips and you press them down, like the outer hips goes to the outer knees and the outer knees lift to the outer hips. Can you feel that in your body? What happens then in your pelvis? You feel like you're engaging that lower belly gently. It's not hardening, but it's gently in. Yeah, and it becomes straight. Okay, now the shoulder heads have a tendency to round forward. So we're just going to very gently move the shoulder heads in line with the heels, in line with the outer hips, in line with the shoulders and the ear hole. Okay, arms out again, inhale. Exhale, lower the arms. Inhale, arms out. Exhale, lower the arms down. Inhale, arms out. Exhale, pause. Find that plumb line inside. Good, and now with the palms up, inhale, press your feet to reach arms into Urdhva Hastasana. Firm the arms. Notice if your chest is sticking out and your butt goes out, then the neck goes forward. Draw the chin in, draw the ribs in, and press through the centers of the heels to lift taller. Inhale. And exhale, lower down. Very good. Now keep it out, walk it out a little bit because sometimes we can get a little bit tense and the practice. Oh, good. Yes, lift those legs up. Okay, let's do Baddha Gulyasana. So find Tadasana. Okay, outer hips in. Inhale, reach arms forward. Interlace your hands and push arms forward. Good. Squeeze your arms. Draw the belly back and then scoop your arms up. Good. Ribs in, outer shoulder blades in, back of the neck relaxing down. Push down to lift up. Take another breath in. And exhale, lower the arms down. Tadasana. Reach arms forward, switch the clasp of the fingers and push your palms or push your wrists forward. Good. And then scoop your forearms up. Scoop your arms up and take your waist back. Press down to lift up. Inhale, exhale. Good. And then lower the arms down and find Tadasana. Okay, now I'd like you to stretch arms to the side. And when you reach arms out, Good. Relax the shoulders down. Imagine now that you have a little more room on the sides of the ribs. Good. And lower the arms down. Very, very good. Okay, grab your chair. Okay, we're going to sit on the yoga chair now. Now I have to get some blankets. Okay. Okay, so we're going to sit. So I'm really tall. If you see, the chair barely goes to the knees. So I'm going to sit on 2 blankets. And we're going to sit on the chair edge. Okay, and then you're going to look at your feet. You're going to lift and spread your toes and place them down. And see that the heels are anchoring down. Okay, so the feet are not there, not out, not crisscross. They're just there. Okay, and then see how the knees are pointing forward over the second toe. And then that your thighs are pulling into the hips, just like we did in Dandasana. Bring your hands to the chair back or the chair seat. Roll the shoulders back and then press down to lift yourself up. Okay, look straight ahead. So you don't want to roll forward, you want to pin back, you want to have that middle. Good, and when you do that, can you feel the length of the spine? And then what happens in the lower belly? Can you feel that lift? Lift up, spread your toes, push down. So you're not like sitting on the chair, you're pushing down into the chair to create more length. Good. Now keep and that height of your body. That means you have to draw the thighs into your hip and press your heels into the floor like you're pushing away a chewing gum that got stuck on your heel. Okay, now bring your arms forward, interlace your hands, and do Baddha Gulyasana here. Good. And then scoop your arms forward and up and push down to lift up. Squeeze the outer arms in. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Inhale, exhale. And lower the arms down. Switch the side. Baddha Gulyasana. Push forward. And then lift up. Push down to lift up. Firm the outer arms in. Spread your toes. Take another inhale, exhale. And lower the arms down. Very good. Now we're going to sit on the side of your chair. So just turn to the side so that the chair back is on your right. Okay. So I'm going to turn mine around and mirror you. Okay. This time I like you to take a yoga block and place it in between your knees. Okay. And sit at the edge of the chair. Good. Edge of the side of the chair. Good. You're going to inhale, reach your arms up again. Get really tall. That's it. Pause right there. Okay. So lower the arms down and rest. Good. So as we reach our arms up, I'm going to just show us something that's a constant in yoga. Okay. When we reach our arms up, okay, you want to get the outer arm to elongate. What we see a lot in yoga classes is this. Can you see what this does to you? It hardens the acronomial joint. So we have a shoulder joint that goes here, and then it actually goes forward like a hanger. So when you pull your arm up like that and then push it down, you're agitating the acronomial joint and the rotator cuff in the shoulders. That's 3 parts of the shoulders. So this is very agitating. Okay. When you're in plank pose and have weight bearing, yes, then you pull the shoulders back. But the moment the arm starts to go up, you let the arm go up. Yes, we're not doing this, but you're firming in and you're rotating the arm bone like that. We practice and the shoulder blade so that the arm bone, the humerus bone, is avoiding that acronomial joint. See what happens? Then I can bring my arms up. Good, that's it. So bring arms forward. Okay, shoulders down when they're forward. Now, look at me. Reach arms out. Yes. And then rotate the arms to bring arms up. Yes, lift your shoulders higher. Press your hips. Draw the ribs in. Come on, straighten those arms. Rotate the triceps more forward. Spin. Yeah, good. And then turn to your right. Good, and watch for a second. Lower the arms. Oh, okay, so when we are weight bearing, the shoulders go in the socket. When we have the arms overhead, the shoulder goes out of the socket. Good. Now lower the arm. Okay, so inhale, arms up. Watch. You're going to turn to your right and hold the chair back. Good. Now with your left hand, you're going to pull. And with your right arm, you're going to push. Okay, lengthen the spine, widen your chest. Now both shoulder blades are going down your back. Why? Because arms are where? Below the shoulders. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pull gently with the left, push gently with the right, and get up into the upper back. And now notice if your hips is that left hip rolling forward. Can you get taller and roll it back? Good. Inhale, exhale, look forward, and then release the pose. Very good. Okay, we're going to do the other side now, and we're going to go to the left. Okay, sit into the hips, and these are very base techniques, but they are not easy. Watch for a second. I'm going to bring my arms up, right? And I'm going to turn. Why do I have my arms up when I'm turning? So that you can get more length in your spine. Then I lower them down, okay? Now watch one more thing. That left shoulder head, you see how it's creeping in? You want the left shoulder head back. How do you get it back? You get it back by taking the left elbow in, okay? So let's do it together. Inhale, arms up, press the sit bones. Exhale, turn. Good, now lower the shoulders, bring your hands to the chair back. Okay, so the right hand is pulling. The left shoulder head goes back and the left elbow goes down. And the left hand is pushing. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rotate. Are you holding the chair back? Good. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rotate. So pull very, very gently with your right hand and push very gently with your left hand. Inhale, shoulders down, exhale. Now square your hips up. Most likely your right hip is forward, so draw it back. Inhale and exhale, rotate. Good, and then look forward and unravel. Okay. We have like done nothing, but it's so much anyway, right? Now, one more thing, and this is this way. You're gonna sit on the front edge of the chair. And first, just interlace your hands like that and straighten the arms down, okay? Stand up. And when you straighten the arms, you take the mid waist and you pull it in. Feel how the sides of the neck stretches. Like I have a little tight left shoulder, so I can definitely feel a stretch on my upper left shoulder. Here, the upper trapezius. Switch your clasp of the fingers, press down with the knuckles, reach your arms straight. And notice if your shoulder heads are in line or are they tilting forward. Good, and then release. And now take your left arm to your lower back and hold your right arm. And then turn your right arm out so the palm is forward. See, like that. Then take your back and mid back and push it in to the bent arm and stretch your chest up. This is actually a back bend. very tiny one. Okay, switch the arm, turn the arm out. But can you feel here, like I can feel how my right hip is a little bit different than the left, and my left shoulder head has compensated and rolled forward. So when I do this, I can really feel how I can now align my bones so the muscles can support my joint, and then I create flow in my body, which means that the prana, the life force, is flowing and my nerves can open and I feel relaxed. Okay, release the arms and bring your hands onto your shoulder head. Move your elbows forward. Can you feel how the shoulder blades go down? Move your elbows up. Move your elbows out. And then move your elbows down. Okay, keep them down and then reach arms down. Okay, now you're going to sit down on the edge of the chair. And you're going to hold on to where the chair seats meet the chair back. You're going to lift your chest, separate your feet, hips distance. Inhale, and you're going to just lean forward, like you're pulling your shoulders down. Notice the tendency of pushing the chest out, the knees playing, keep your knees forward, and then take the pelvis and move it back. Good, and just stretch your shoulders, any amount. Inhale, exhale. Good, now if you can, very carefully with the arms, can you turn your arms out and take a hold of the chair where your fingers are pointing forward? If that doesn't feel good on your shoulders, then don't do it. So instead of taking a hold like that, you're turning your arms out and taking a hold inside. The thumb goes not with the rest of the fingers, and then just pull. Now take the waist back, take another inhale, exhale. Good, and then come on up. Okay, so you can feel how we're opening the chest. Today, we're opening here on the chest when you do that. This part here across the collarbone, we open because there's an energy that works with the heart and the lungs here. It's called prana vayu. When we draw the belly back, when we do the standing process, not pushing out, but draw it in, this energy, this wind, it's called apana vayu. It goes down. This goes up and out. This goes down. Okay. When we avoid to overbend our lower back like that, that compresses into the lower back. So when we try to lift up here and widen to the ribs, this area opens the kidneys and flushes the adrenals, but it also deals with the digestion. You can see how it's around the belly. Yeah, it's below the diaphragm, above the navel. This band, like I had a big one of those 80s belts on. This is called samana vayu, and this deals with digestion. Yeah, you can even take your hands and make some circles. Good. Okay, I think that was like an overload of information today, but just know that it's all there and it's in your body, and then you understood this. This is the part of practice. All right, now last pose for today before Shavasana is this. You're gonna sit, have something soft there, and have your chair against the wall so it's not sliding, okay? So I'm gonna put my chair against the wall or against this pouch, and then you're actually gonna lean your back into the chair. So make sure that it's not hard on your skin, okay? And just watch for a second. As I lean my upper back into the chair, I would like to reach my arms up. And if I can find the chair back and bend the elbows in and just get a good stretch here. If that's too much, you just hold your head and lean back. But the elbows are not playing. Okay, so if you get a hold of the chair, bring your hands together, elbows together, and lift your back. You can pull yourself back. Okay, lift up. Feel that upper back getting a good stretch. Okay, and then come on up. Good. And do it one more time, and I'll look at you. One more time. Lean back, arms up, hands together. Woo, she's doing a drop back. Good. Can you find? Yes. Bring your elbows in now. Elbows in. Yes. And pull onto your back. Good. Yes. One more breath. And come all the way up. Oh, amazing. Okay. Finishing poses. We're going to do Shavasana with your calves onto the chair. So you're going to turn yourself around, and I'll show you first how to do it. I would highly recommend a blanket either on the floor or just behind your head. So for you, maybe behind your head, I take a blanket like that. Okay, I'm going to sit down on my side. And as I lay down on the side, I just roll myself up and bring my calves and the backs of the knees onto the chair. And then I'm going to roll the shoulders under and then let the palms open out. And relax your legs. Let them flop out, whatever you want on the chair, and let's close our eyes. Let the thigh bones relax into the hips. And let your belly soften. And just let go. Let the backs of your shoulders feel heavy and relaxed. Let the arms float away. Let your legs and hips relax. And feel how the thigh bones are just naturally relaxing into the hips. Relax your belly and soften through the pelvis and the pelvic floor. And go within. Let your nervous system relax and spread wide. Soften the back of your head into the blanket. And let your temples follow. Take a deep belly breath and exhale it out. And then place your hands onto your belly. And with your face very, very soft and your gaze very, very soft, as if the gaze and the awareness of the eyes are pulling inward, just like a shutter. Briefly open your eyes and then let them close again. Roll to your right side and stay there for a moment. Like a fetal position, let your heart relax down. And then looking down towards the floor, take your left hand and press yourself up and come to seated. Good. Take a comfortable cross-legged position. So maybe you have to sit up on the blanket again. And just bring your hands back into Namaskarasana. We're now sealing in the practice. We take one chant of the sacred syllable Om. Om is the universal sound. Inhale. Notice if you're connected into the now. Yoga happens in the now. The first Yoga Sutra of Patanjali is now begins the exposition of yoga. Atha Yoga Anushasanam. Atha Yoga Anushasanam. Now begins the exposition of yoga. Yoga is now. Good. Bow to your heart. Feel your heart light up with love and light and fire. And then as you lift your gaze, you can open your eyes from the back of the eyeballs so that the shutters open, but the awareness remains within. Namaste, I bow to you. And then release your hands down onto your hands, palms facing down. Notice the shift in your body and in your mind. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shanti, shanti, shanti. I'm going to close and I see you next time. So I hope you enjoyed this yoga class. This is kind of a teacher training type of yoga class where we're learning about the basic concepts, a teeny tiny tad of philosophy, alignment, and when we learn the Sanskrit words of the postures, you're also receiving a transmission. So enjoy. I guess I'll call these classes Prana Yoga classes, and there are more in the teacher training format. Okay, so if you are interested in learning yoga and the deeper concepts of yoga that you can start to apply in your life, then I would recommend you to watch these videos. Also, if you're interested in Reiki and Reiki training, understanding about how you can heal your own body, check out my website or check out a video on Reiki, and there are many free Reiki and meditations also here on my YouTube channel. What else? I have a practice of quantum hypnosis healing technique, QHHT, and this is a practice that was invented by Dolores Cannon. Quantum hypnosis is a hypnosis where you go either forward or back in time, where your subconscious will show you information from a different time and space that you can use for your highest good in this lifetime. This is a powerful practice that is really helping us live a more joyous and blissful life, to find your soul purpose. Maybe you're wondering, what am I doing here on this planet? So I welcome you to check those out.
And of course, if you want healing sessions or readings, I work with the highest love and light vibration, the guardian angels and angels, teachers, masters, the archangels. And in all of my classes, I channel this information out. So, sending you so much love and light. And thank you, thank you, thank you for being part of my YouTube community. Okay, you can also find me on Instagram. And most importantly, sign up for my mailing list. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you, thank you, thank you.